What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Miles of Horror, the only channel that's gonna make you scream. I'm pumping out my second video of the day. I had some time today, so I figured I'd get a second one out to you guys. I had a really fun idea for a video, but if you haven't already checked it out, go check out my review of movies The Substance on 4K. I had a chance to watch it last night, so I break that thing down for you guys, give you my review, and not just the movie, but the movie, the disc, the 4K, all that. It's almost along with some background information on Coralie Fargeet, her history, the movie's history, and things like that. But before we get started on anything right now, if you guys could hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. I've been feeling the love lately, guys. Getting a lot of engagement on some of my other videos. So I totally appreciate you all. Keep the love coming. I can't do this without you guys. So I'm gonna keep pumping out these videos. I'm having a blast doing it. So thank you. Appreciate you guys. You get a heart from me. However you do it, whatever. You guys get a heart from me. Appreciate the love, and let's get right into it. But one really quick thing that I wanted to share with you guys is I went and got the mail a little while ago, and I got a little delivery. I got a new tape for the collection, and that is this kind of a Grail piece tape for me, and that is Elves. So I've never seen this movie, but this thing goes for big money on eBay, and I was able to get it like super cheap in comparison to what it sells for. To give you some context here, there's three of them on eBay right now. Okay, one of them is two of them are busted, and one's 100 and one's 150. Then there's a super clean copy for like 300. So I got this probably about like half about of what those one of those shitty copies went for, and it's pretty clean to be honest. Overall, so I thought it was a steal, so I snagged it. I think I got it on Mercari if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so super cool get for me. Elves, I'm excited to watch. So I've it's a tape I've seen forever, but I've never seen it, never owned it. So there you go. Anyway, so today's video, people ask me all the time, guys, what actually scares me? What movies actually scare me? And if you are someone in my close circle or if you're a good friend of mine, you know I have specific movies that just always are, I always come back to as my answer for movies that actually scare me, like make me I have trouble sleeping at night when I either watch these movies or I think about these movies, or even more specifically, the first time I saw these movies, it really fucked me up. Okay, that's really the goal of this is to share with you guys the movies that like the first time I watched them, I just couldn't sleep because when you watch a movie a second time, it doesn't really have the same effect. And I talked about that with The Substance before. The Substance was 10 out of 10, absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite movies of all time. But it loses a little bit on its fastball the second time you watch it. Only because it's such a powerful experience the first time. And so that's similar to kind of the three movies I'm going to talk about now is movies that the first time I watched, like, were just experiences that I'll never forget, and they actually scared me. So, anyway, the first one right up, coming from Second Sight Entertainment. I believe this is out of stock, out of print, if I'm not mistaken, and that is The Strangers. Okay, The Strangers limited edition. From Second Sight, it's got the Blu-ray and the booklet and all that good stuff. The Strangers came out in when did it come out? Let's see if it says here. I want 2007. Okay, so I was roughly like 20 when this came out. 38 now, so that makes sense, right? Yeah, I was about 20 when this came out. So I was in college. I was a junior in college when this came out. And I remember going to see this in the theater. I think I saw it with my cousin Stephanie. And I believe I did. And we went to go see this. And the basic premise of the movie is that a couple comes back from a wedding. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the gentleman in the relationship wants to propose to his girlfriend and it doesn't work out the way he had planned, and the movie just kind of spirals from there, and they're visited by these three strangers, if you will, in these masks. You guys can see the artwork on there. And then it's about the night that ensues. Um, this movie is just so incredibly raw and so incredibly like emotional. And, I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but, like, the ending still gets me every time. It's one of those things where, like, I can't I almost have to, like, look away because it's so breathtaking, and it's so just, like, twisted. Like, the ending of this movie is so fucking twisted, and, it just gets me every time. This is a movie that frightens me to death, and I think part of the reason why is because it's, like, real. Like, there's nothing fictional about what happens in this movie. Anything that happened in this movie can and it has probably happened before, which terrifies me. And it's just these are the kinds of things that really scare me, guys. Not the fictional stuff, but the kind of like the things that could be based on real events. And this movie fucks me up, guys, every single time. So there's a beautiful addition from Second Sight. I'm very glad I picked this up when I did because I adore this movie. Um, anyway, next up is pretty much like my quintessential movie that I always name. When people ask me, what movie scares me the most, or what movie kind of fucked me up the most the first time I watched it, and that is, and I'm so glad to finally say I have this on disc because this is the first release of this movie ever. Okay, on digital on disc, and I have a Blu-ray from Second Sight once again. Mark Duplass stars in the absolutely sensational Creep. Okay, I love this movie. It is so fantastic. This one came out in 2015, and it was a Netflix only movie, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that's why it never really got a proper release. It was straight to streaming. And again, Mark Duplass stars, and basically he is a kind of a kooky dude who is kind of like um he reaches out to someone to come film for him because he mentions that he has cancer and he doesn't have much time left and he wants to document a day in his life. I believe for his family and his wife. I haven't seen it in a number of years, but so he brings a videographer to his house to kind of film him for a day, and it's about their day together. And it just, guys, Mark Duplass's performance in this is utterly fantastic. It is so unbelievably, you know, creepy. I don't know how else to put it, but it is so unbelievably creepy. And you've seen, now they're doing kind of the Creep Tales, I believe it's called, which is kind of like a spin-off show with Mark Duplass. And he did like these teaser trailers. I should have posted it here. But he did these like teaser trailers, and it's just the guy has like the guy gets it, first of all, and he's kind of like staked himself as like this iconic character now. From the movie. And so, listen, Creep, again, it's a movie that it is slow and slow and slow, and you're just not really sure what's going on. And then, bing bang, all of a sudden you're just like, holy shit. And it hits you pretty hard. There's one scene in particular where the videographer is in his bed at his home, and there's something going on outside his home. And that scene to me is, I will never get it out of my mind, and it scares me to no end. So yeah, I finally have this on disc from Second Sight Films. I'm like nervous to watch it because it fucked me up so badly, but I just got this in the mail a couple days ago. I am so excited to dive in, and there's some pretty sweet extras on here. Audio commentaries with Mark Duplass. I mean, that's sick stuff, guys. New interview with Patrick Bryce. New interview with Mark Duplass. Like this is what I'm all about, guys. In addition, like this, a movie that it's the first time on disc, and you get extras with like the main characters. Fuck yeah! So I am really excited. Beautiful addition to dive into this one. But Creep is like at the top of that list of movies that just scare me to no end. And if you haven't seen it, I strong recommend from me, guys. And lastly is a movie I watched in recent memory, okay, this year. And I did a whole video on this box set because this was my release of the year. Okay. It's the House LLC box from Umbrella Entertainment. Now, it's one thing to have a movie that is special and to get, extras and learn about the film and have a movie that really not only scares you but inspires you. this was the year of found footage, guys, on physical media, and House LLC, the original one, was my favorite of the franchise. Number 4 is very close, but number 1 is my favorite of the franchise. And I didn't know much about these movies, and when I watched it a few months ago, the first one, I think I watched it in October. When I watched the first one, um, I shit you not, I watched it alone, and I could not fall asleep at night. Okay, I watched it pitch black with the lights off, and I was up till like 2, 3 in the morning because these fucking clowns, dude. Like the movie is done with precision and perfection of the timing um the timing and tone of which this movie delivers is it is so it's like with surgical precision. It is done so well. So basically the premise of the movie is a group of New York City a haunted house from New York City and a couple filmmakers want to reopen the haunted house in the Abaddon Hotel, which ironically enough is in Rockland County where I grew up, which also adds to the kind of the fear of it and all that. But they want to reopen the haunted house in the Abaddon Hotel, which is in Rockland County, New York, and they reopen it, and it turns out spooky. A lot of spooky things start happening with their filming. And setting up the haunted house for Halloween. And then on Halloween night, when they launch, something goes down at the haunted house, which I'm not going to say. And this movie just fucked me up, guys. It's a movie that is just surgically precise in everything that it does. And it was just awesome. I love this movie. And the second one was kind of shitty. The third one was kind of meh. But the fourth one was almost as good as the first one. So for me, like when you get 4 movies like this in a set that hits so hard, like the way they did, I still enjoyed the second and third. That to me was a big time thing. So this was my release of the year. The extras are fantastic, and to get a movie like that I've never seen before, was really special for me. So there you have it, guys. 3 movies that really truly scare me. And again, I think that The Strangers and Creep have in common the fact that both of those movies and the events of those movies, without spoiling it, could really happen. And I think that's what it is about those two. And then Hell House LLC, just the precise timing and the tone of that movie and the clowns. I hate clowns, man. It just hit hard for me, guys. So there you have it. You got Creep, you got The Strangers, you got Hell House LLC. 3 movies that, for as long as I can remember, are the 3 movies that have scared me the most and kept me up at night. So there you have it, guys. Anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out. If you could hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys in the flip. Peace.